Yeah. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the Shooter's Roll. Made by the fans for the fans. Yeah. With your host D Swizzle and T.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Shooter's Roll. If you haven't been to our channel before, we talk about all things basketball. We're talking about old school basketball versus new school. So if this interests you, stay tuned. We're going to get into it. I've got two guests with me today. So I've got the 3-point bomber from the West, RJ.
Hello guys, how's it going? Yeah, good. What's going on, boys?
Excited today?
Oh man, the debate's always fun. So let's get into it.
Okay, so just to make this clear, you're representing old school like I am.
Old school all the way.
Yeah, and then our next guest, Andre, a guy that I coach in the under 16s, and now he's in his 20s. It shows my age. What's up, Andre? Say hi to the audience.
Man. Hey, when you introduced me, I thought you were introducing me as a 3-point bomber, man. I was getting hyped up.
Ooh, another bomber. I love it.
No, I basically call you the shy 3-point bomber because I kept on telling you to shoot, but you wouldn't shoot.
Oh, you gotta pass the ball, man. You gotta feed everyone.
because you're team first. You're a team first guy. So I value that that attribute you have. You're always looking for the better play, not for yourself.
Oh, very smart. That's a good game.
So the first one is style of play. So old school is usually grind out, and new school, I guess, is fast. Everyone wants to score, right? I'll start with you, Andre. Which one do you think is better?
Well, obviously, like you got to upbeat the pace. Like, let's be honest, we watch games because people are scoring. Like, who's going to watch a game where you're only scoring, 60 to 80 points a game? It's going to be low. The stat sheets aren't going to be good. I don't know. If you watch the pace on the new games, the ball's rolling. You're keeping entertained. Everyone touches the ball at least. Everyone's getting more opportunities. So it's not just for the big players, I guess.
Yep. Okay. We just got Cang and his son joined the podcast. Thanks for coming, guys. Can you hear me?
Sorry, late, mate. Can you hear me?
All good, man. We're all basketballers. You all usually come late. I can hear you. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
We're just talking about. I guess the first topic is the basketball in terms of the style of play. Old school is slow, and new school is fast. So RJ, I come to you, RJ. Please give me your thoughts and debates about old school versus new school style of plays.
Well, with the new school sort of play, you can only run as much as you can until it has to sort of play slow ball. Old school ball pretty much has to be, well, see your matchups, see where you can sort of take advantage of those matchups and take a good high percentage shot. I know it's not the way it is these days. It's pretty much the 3-ball majority of the time and score with in less than 8 seconds or less than 10 seconds. So for me, I prefer, running the ball up to half court, seeing where the defense will lead you or seeing the mismatches and scoring pretty much wherever there's a hole in the defense. To me, like, it's very strategic, very analytical, and also playing smart. It's not just running with your legs, not just sort of, running 100 k's an hour. I mean, that's fun. I get it. Like, it is the most exciting type of ball, but you can't play that way to play ball for 48 minutes. You can play ball, but to be smart and to sort of take advantage of your weaknesses and take advantage of your, whoever's got more fouls or that. I mean, to me, that's the essence of basketball, and that's the reason why I got into it in the first place.
Cool. And just let let's get Cang and I guess old school, and then I'll get your son Cang to think about why he likes the new school of run and gun.
Like, for me, my question would be, are we talking about the NBA or are we talking about specifically, our comps?
Good question.
That we used to
Let's
play
just
in?
let's just talk about I guess NBA. Let's push it to the NBA to be more specific.
So if we do push it to the NBA, I still think that the NBA still play a very structured style of basketball, depending on the team. Again, you've got your running guns. Obviously, with the Warriors, who play the way they are now, very three-ball heavy. They will. I mean, we kind of argue that they don't play defense, but they do. It's just that the fact that they are outscoring their opponents as opposed to old school where we're trying to stop the opponents and trying to slow it down. So we're getting, I remember growing up, games never really got over 100 because everybody played defense and everybody used the shot clock, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I do think that if we're talking specifically about the NBA, it really depends on the teams. I think there's still a lot of teams that play old school,
yep,
and run the clock. So yeah, in that aspect, I feel that there is a lot of media attention that shows that the game is a lot faster now.
Stop sitting on the fence, Cang. Pick a side. Pick a side.
In regards to
NBA.
I enjoy watching it either way.
Okay.
Like the new school of playing is still good, but the reason why the NBA has such high scoring games now is because the league has changed the rules in regards to that. They want the 120, 140. They don't want to see the slow half court, running plays.
It's for the entertainment. Entertainment, yeah.
It's for entertainment. That's what it comes down to. Okay. I mean, as you get older, I love watching the Spurs play. They play a team game. As much as we enjoy watching everybody else, the purity of watching basketball is watching the team play. And I agree with RJ. Come down, you watch the defense set up. You watch the holes. You create the holes. And you play like that.
Yeah.
But
that's the difference now as well. The difference now as well. They don't take pride in defense no more. Back in the day, we take pride in shutting people down. We take pride in blocking people. Now it's just let's go over 100 points and that's fun. But there is a lot of fun. People don't really know, but there's a lot of fun in shutting people down. Let's just go. If you shut down a person that scores over 25 points per game, and you get him under 10 points. If you look at that, you go, dude, that guy got shut down. It's like, but people don't really understand. But that, to me, I was like, man, he got shut down. He didn't play his game tonight. And he wasn't struggling. He scored 10 points, but he got shut down. Or that guy got blocked. He blocked like 5 blocks. Like, wow. For me, that's still exciting because it's like, oh, dude, like he just got denied. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I see basketball. That's why I back old school.
Okay. Sorry. Let's go to our youngest member. Evan, what are your thoughts with NBA specifically? Do you like watching slow games or fast games?
To be honest, I'm not that sure because it's more fun to watch them strategize, but also just to let them just do whatever they want out there. And just, I honestly don't know.
That's cool. That's cool. You still make up your mind because you're so young. You got a lot of years left in you. So Andre, rebuttal.
I was just saying that basketball, like the new games, you still have to play strategically. You still strategize. You still look for mismatches. You still do everything the same, but you're just operating it at a faster pace. It's how you catch people off guard. It's how you create these situations. And mostly this is all happening because we've got more diverse players. Everyone's expanding their game. You've got stretch players now. Before that wasn't the thing. So, it's part of the game. It's just evolving. That's all. People become, it's becoming more efficient, I'd say, in a sense.
Okay. Let's move on. Yep. Go ahead, RJ, say.
And in a sense with that, with the game today, it's almost like a positionless basketball. Like, you can say there's still centers and power forwards and small forwards, but now it's almost positionless. The one team we're talking about here is Houston. They're taking that step to a whole new level.
Yeah. Let's get a bit more into it. So specifically, right? Post play. Like you think about the 80s and 90s ball. You get guys like all these like superstar Hall of Fame centers, Shaq, Olajuwon. You know, the whole game was based on them. In their teams, they were the center point. And now you have stretch fours like Kevin Love and Draymond playing the fives. Thoughts? I'll start with you, Cang.
Look, I miss watching post plays. Honestly, do because you know the tussle down low. You know, being able to overpower your opponents, that sort of stuff. The physical side of basketball, I think, is also something I miss. You know, when Jordan had to come in and fight over 5 guys who are sitting in the key, you know, with the rules in regards to the 3-second defensive rule, it's kind of taken a lot of that away from it. Mentally as well, I think you had to be mentally tough to be able to play in the post, even as a guard, or even as a center, or come through the key. So I definitely miss seeing a lot of that. To me, also the new style probably is too similar across all the teams now. Like everybody plays quite the same, and everybody's looking for those type of players. Whereas I guess before, when you had post plays, everybody had their position, everybody knew sort of their role, and everybody had to play that role in order to have the team be successful and win championships. So, so yeah, that's sort of the way I see it.
Cool. Evan, have you got any views on? I guess I don't know if you saw. Cang, have you shown your son Shaq? Have you shown him post play? So Evan,
I think I've seen it before. Yeah, maybe just a little bit, but
okay.
You've seen the Jordan documentary, so
yeah,
you've seen you know what Jordan had to go through in terms of.
Did you like watching that Jordan documentary, or do you like the NBA now?
both. I guess watching that was more exciting to me because you get to see the backstory to how he worked so hard just to get the 6 championships.
Okay. Thanks for your thoughts, Evan. I'll move to new school. Andre, thoughts on post play versus stretch fours?
Look, like I said before, it's just evolving. Everyone's developing new skills. Like if you're just a post player now, you got nothing much going for you. You're just doing one role. That's it. But if you can expand your game, you're not just trapped to that one area. You're not just trapped to that one position. You're able to do more things. Like we all know, like back in the day, you'd leave all the centers and all that at the 3-point line. You're not even going to bother marking them. Now everyone's a threat. Everyone has the ability to score no matter where they are. It's just like bringing diversity to a team, you know. So I guess no matter what rotation you're on or who's marking who, everyone's still a big threat. And I think that's pretty good. Like, I guess in old school, you would see someone standing out. You wouldn't bother guarding Shaq out there. He didn't even he didn't make a single 3 in his career. Or made 1. That's it.
Yeah. Ajay?
Yeah, to what Kang said earlier about how, you know, you missed the post play, and yeah, you had to be mentally tough too, and be mature about it, because if you think about it, if you're in the post and getting constantly hacked, you know, you're going to click almost on the next possession because you're going to have to glock someone in the face because they just keep hitting you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and the roles now, they're all overlapping if you think about it too. Like, look, the main person that we're talking about, what I can think of is Dwight Howard. I mean, that guy never really shot threes before. No team really wanted him because he was limited. But now you can see, especially in practices now, he's even expanding his 3-point shot. It looks awkward, but he's expanding his game to suit the modern game. You know, he was a massive threat back in the day. He was like, without a doubt, if you look at his game before, he was a Hall of Famer because of what he did. He was just, if you're within that sort of that sort of where his lane is, you're not going to get shot up. He's going to get it. So yeah, like old school all the way. Sorry, I'm still going to go back old school.
Any rebuttals, guys, to that?
Well, I'm just
Look,
saying that new school basketball is still very physical. Like, you got AD who's averaging close to, 2.5 blocks a game and whatnot. Like, it's still all there. I know what you're saying, like, Prime Dwight was a beast, no doubt. But I'm just saying, just because people have moved towards the outside doesn't mean they've lost what's inside. It's just that they just do more everywhere else as well. They're just not limited. That's all.
look, I think you know, with all these new school guys, they grew up watching Michael. You know, watching a lot of guards. None of them kind of knew that they would be 6 foot, 9, 10, 7 foot, and have the skills that they have as a guard. Like I agree with Andre. That's a natural progression of when they started, who they looked up to, and how they sort of geared their game towards that. What I think for me personally is that I feel like the old school guys are actually a lot mentally tougher. I'm not saying physically strong. The new guys are athletes. They are very strong. They do all the regimes, all that sort of stuff, and they spend a lot of time getting big and strong and healthy. But from a mental aspect, I feel like old school guys you had to mentally prepare yourself for war every night, because you knew that the rules back then was like, if you didn't get hurt, it wasn't really a foul, even in the NBA.
No blood, no foul.
That's right.
I'm not saying that, that the guys, in terms of, I'm not calling the new guys as a cop-out or anything like that. I deeply respect them. But I think that, to go through an 82-game season around the time when Michael had to go up against all these different centers, and that's the thing, like I find it very difficult to find a center right now by I suppose our old school definition of what a center is. Like, he can shoot threes, but there's still no actual center. AD is also quite vulnerable in terms of injuries. And I don't know if that's because of the way he plays, but I don't remember guys, like the David Robinsons, your Patrick Ewings, those guys, the physicality they endured every single night, and having to go up with a lot of different centers, whether that made them more mentally tough, in my eyes.
It's like a battle every night. It's a battle every night, because you're going up against Shaq, you're going up against Olajuwon, you're going up against someone else. There's always a Hall of Famer waiting for you. And yes, like I think Bogut said that once he came back from the Golden State and started playing for the Kings, like his body healed up heaps, because he didn't have to go against 7-footers like in the NBL, like he had in the NBA. Just constantly having that massive body against you constantly, it just wears you out and wears you out your career. So cool. Let's look at the next one. Let's look at defense. So I guess for old school, defense was the key, right? So in the 80s and 90s basketball, if you held a team down to 80 points or lower, then you usually end up winning the game. But new school these days, it's all about offense, because offense sells tickets. I'll start with you, RJ. Thoughts?
Yeah, offense sells tickets, and offense will win you the game. Kinda. Defense wins you the game. But like I said before, to my point, again, not knocking new school, but pride in defense was massive. It was massive, and because that's what we took after. And then when we would also apply that on the court when we play, even with our friends, So yeah, defense for me, I kind of miss that, because it's one of the most exciting things for me when I watch it. Like I said to you before, when someone gets denied or when someone shuts someone down, it was great. Like, it was like, oh wow, like you're on the edge of your seat. I'm not saying that they don't play defense now, but the level of defense and the physicality that they played back then was intense. Like, before, if you get smashed, it's like, well, you're not really going to, you probably get suspended, but it's not automatic. But now, as soon as you touch somebody, suspension is already on the cards. You know what I mean? So that's where I miss the game, because it sort of pushes you to the max with the physicality with defense. Now it's pretty much it's a touch foul. So it's like, I kind of miss that. That's what I miss in the NBA. That's why I keep watching old school games still to this day.
Andre, outnumbered here, but yeah, let me hear your thoughts.
Well, when I'm watching basketball, I'm here to watch basketball. I'm not watching UFC. I don't want to see some guy get knocked out. You want to protect the players. You want longevity out of the players. It makes no sense, for it to be like they put rules in place for a reason. I know it's changed the game, but it's probably better for the players as well. So, like I don't know how to explain it probably.
That's cool. Do you want a second to think about it?
Yeah, give me a sec.
Cang?
Yeah, I kind of agree with RJ. I mean, watching teams get shut down and teams winning championships because they were a strong defensive team. Like Detroit was a great defensive team. Bulls were obviously a great defensive team. The Rockets were a great defensive team. The Spurs were an amazing defensive team. Like, you imagine going out against like Tim and Dave Robinson. Even now, I think it scares the shit out of most people because those two guys were phenomenal defenders.
Especially because the game back then, Cang, was more about driving to the hole and getting twos rather than just selling for threes. So it was definitely a task to have those twin towers waiting for you.
We still had amazing shooters back then too. But I think offense wasn't revolved around the fact that we can shoot threes, or we're sort of trying to stretch the floor a bit more. I think that's sort of what's happening now, and also with the shot clock and the speed of the game. Like Andre said, you've got to make faster decisions. But if you're a great shooter now, your decision is to put up a shot. The argument with James Harden, I mean, he's a phenomenal offensive player. And people will be talking about, the way or the lack of defense and just the fact that he's more focused on scoring and having all these achievements. Taking nothing away from the fact that, to score that many points over that kind of time is phenomenal. But you sort of don't feel like he's a complete basketball player. Yeah. And that's just the impression I get. And again, like teams like Houston and the Warriors, taking nothing away from them, but it doesn't feel like they're a complete team where they're outscoring you, but they're also shutting you down at the same time. It's more, I can outscore you, so I'm going to win because, we've got these lethal shooters and that sort of stuff. So from that aspect, I really miss old school. And I agree with RJ. It seems to, I guess growing up, you feel like watching that sort of game where there's two aspects to it, and the teams who win are the ones who conquer both sides, not just the fact that one team can outscore the other team. So,
cool. Evan, offense or defense?
I don't know.
Depends what kind of player you are, I reckon.
Look, man, you can't go 73-9 by just playing all defense.
Sure.
Just saying.
Yeah, but you don't go 73-9 and lose the championship.
Oh. Shots. Good points, guys. Facts.
Like again, it's just one of those things where the argument will always be forever that you go 73-9 without playing defense. That's fine. I'm not saying that the Warriors don't play defense. I'm not saying they're a bad defensive team, but they're not defensive dominant. So they're not going out there saying, I'm going to shut you down offensively and defensively. With the old school guys, you have that. Like these guys will come out and go, I will outscore you. At the same time, I'll shut you down. Whether we're up 30 points, I'm still going to shut you down. I've seen the Bulls do that to The
Yeah, all
Sonics.
12 guys, all 12 guys, not just 2 or 3 guys, but all 12 guys.
Yeah, but even if I'm up by 40 points, I'm still shutting you down. Like that's the mentality that they have, and that's sort of why I feel. Yeah, we talk about 73 and 9, but come the finals, you play defense to win championships, right?
72-10 sounds better. Oh, cool. So we'll look at a couple of things. We'll look at the next bit.
We'll
So
go back to Andres. See, he's still.
RJ, I kind of forgot. I'm too slow. RJ, thoughts, RJ?
So, do you say RJ or me?
Andre, sorry, my bad. Andre, you bro.
No, I had my go at this. I don't have anything to say about that because
That's cool.
I've
That's
already.
cool. Yep, I think we've mentioned a lot of things, I guess, on court. Let's talk about things, I guess, off court. I guess fashion, NBA, in the NBA, celebrity, and I guess shoes, right? So let's sum it all up together. So in old school NBA, they pretty much wore anything to the game. Like there was no dress code, whatever, because and now the NBA they have a dress code where you have to wear a suit or you have to be in some sort of like business attire. Shoes, either I guess was black or was white, and you got colorful ones during All-Star games and finals and whatnot. So I guess I'll start with RJ. Thoughts about shoes off court and I guess
All right.
being a celebrity and social media. Your thoughts on should it stay at old school, like you do your things in your own time, or you like it as it is today, everything's in the media?
That's kind of a mixed review with that one because with shoes, it can be anything now pretty much because the NBA will actually benefit from that too. So let's just put that in headlights. In terms of fashion, okay, from what I've analyzed, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Any one of you guys, it's fine. It is what it was before, but when you said you can wear anything, but when the anything means is that it has to be decent. Remember there was a dress code when Allen Iverson was there, but then the dress code got applied when he was playing. So he could no longer wear the do-rag, the jerseys, the gangster gear. But then if you think about it, it was only really targeting, that rule was targeted towards that one type of profile or that one type of fashion. I mean, look at Russell Westbrook now. He's just wearing, I don't know, God knows what he's wearing, you know?
Jealous.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, dude. Like every time I see him, I'm like, dude, what are you wearing? Are you wearing your wife's clothes? But the thing is, yeah, I would say that dress code was only applied to gangster gear, really, because back then they would pretty much rock up in anything, even plain t-shirts and jeans, and no one cared. They can do that now; it's the same thing. But when it comes to gangster gear, that's when the NBA has a problem with it because it's an image thing. It portrays the NBA promoting that sort of lifestyle. So that's what I can see.
Mm.
I agree with RJ there. It's because like the NBA has developed and they grab so much attention and they're a big influence on a lot of communities. So therefore they have to protect that image by doing certain things, making sure people have these dress codes in place and they don't brand themselves incorrectly. Or yeah.
Cool. But do you like? For me, anyway, I'm basically going new school on this question because I actually like that all the players are sharing their feelings and their thoughts, I guess, about pretty much everything. This is what we live for. Like if Jordan has social media, would have been awesome. Like see him just drop the mic on everybody. He's just, if anyone talks back to him, you wait till you get on court, he will wipe the floor with you. Like I just imagine that, you know what I mean? So Andre, do you like the new school or the old school in this aspect of I guess shoes, social media, and also fashion, summing it all up?
Social media is good. It gives everyone an insight to how that person actually is, like their personality, their quirks, what they like. It gives a good opportunity for all these insights. with shoes and everything like that. Like, it's just advertising. It hypes everyone up. Like, LeBron advertising his stuff. Like, you know you want his stuff. I don't know. Like, you're not going to say no. Like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Cang, Evan, thoughts on this? Old school and new school right there?
I think with shoes, I mean, hasn't it just come around full circle? I mean, Jordans are still the majority streetwear these days. Just the re-releasing of his old school line has been huge. I mean, people are lining up for that.
In the NBA, remember
so.
Cang in the NBA? Like they used to have either you're black or white, and it was only like the last couple of years where they actually
But
now
again,
all colored now.
But Jordan kind of broke that mold as well. It's an evolution of the game. I mean, I agree with Andre. Like, it's great to see insights into NBA players, how they think, what their views are. You get to know them as people. Whereas before, you kind of just, they were almost, especially Jordan, it was almost like a hero. You kind of looked at him and kind of realized that he was living on a pedestal. Whereas now you almost feel like you can tweet or message LeBron James, and he may actually message you back if he sees it at the right time.
If
so
you message KD, he'll message you back.
You feel closer to your idols, and I think that's great. But in terms of fashion, I mean, I only remember a short period where sort of Jordan made sure that everybody wore suits because he wanted us to be basketball players to be more professional. But that's sort of come around now because I think they're still wearing whatever they want now to the stadium. So again, it's to me it's almost come around in a circle. Before they were wearing whatever they want. They went through a period where they wanted to be professionals, and the NBA wanted that image. And now it's kind of you're your own person. You have your own style. You can display it. I mean, Russell Westbrook is one of the perfect examples of wearing whatever he feels like. And everybody sort of caught on to that. Even with the press conferences post-game, like they're still wearing whatever they want. And it's just about projecting your own image. So I don't see anything wrong with that.
And with the shoes as well, when that point, there was only really one person that had like at least 3 or 4 colorways in the one shoe, and that was Jordan. Now, almost every player with their type of shoe has at least 3 to 4 onwards. There's always 3 or 4 or 5 more stories with each shoe. Back then, Pippen only had 1 colorway, 2 colorways. Barkley had the same thing. Now you got KD with like 5 different colors at least. Kyrie got 5 or 6 different colors at least. So now it's really evolved in terms of the shoes. But it would have been better, to be honest, back then if they actually had that option for them, because that would have actually built the shoe empire for them too. But the only person that really had it was Jordan, if you think about it.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's better that way. You can customize it to however you like.
Sure.
Look, I mean, it's also probably costs a lot less now to do the different colors than it did back then. Production, all that sort of stuff. It's just, I suppose, the way the world progress obviously makes it a lot easier and cheaper to do these sort of things. And everybody wants their consumers to be a little bit more closer to, being able to customize what they actually want. Who'd ever think that you'd actually have the ability to put your name on the shoe?
Right.
And Nike ID did that.
Okay.
And that was pretty cool, right? Everybody would like that.
Yeah, I got one for my son. It's good, dude. It's so cool, man. When you see a little baby rocking in customized Nikes, whew, it's nice, man.
See, but us old school, we overcompensate, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We do.
You don't have the other stuff. I mean, my son's been wearing basketball gear since...
four different shoes.
But I remember the tiny Jordans that, like, when he was born, you had those tiny Jordans that they had babies.
I still have one.
And they still rock all the basketball gear now at home. So it's, we've, as adults, I think we've overcompensated for our kids a lot.
Definitely.
But I mean, that sort of brings back to the fashion side of it. Like it was very hard for us to get the jerseys, the shoes, all that sort of stuff. Now it's
Yeah.
easy. But you end up just going, okay, well, I'd love my kids to wear all this Jordan gear because I never got a chance to do that. And
Yeah, we had Rebel or Kmart. Now they've got like under the table deals too. Back of the trucks. You got friends of friends. Man.
So gents, yeah, it's been great today. Just talking about old school and new school. It brings back a lot of memories, I guess. Seeing Jordan, thinking about Shaq, thinking about all the great power forwards out there, and thinking about all the great players we have now. Steph Curry, all the three-point specialists, stretch fours. So Andre, any last thoughts on, I guess, what we discussed today?
Not really. I'd just say you got to embrace change as everything comes and goes, and appreciate it while we got it. You know?
Definitely. This day and age, yeah, appreciating basketball is one major thing that he's taught me in the last couple of months. RJ?
Yeah.
I agree with his point, especially now, like what we're going through. Fucking, I haven't touched a basketball. The best I've been is fucking NBA 2K. So fucking, I really miss the game, and I will appreciate it when it comes back, no matter how it's run, you know. But still to this day, I still run old games for me because it's just, I don't know, I just miss it. You know, it used to be on every Tuesday, Wednesday night on normal TV at about 11 o'clock. Now we have to sort of, go to YouTube, or we're going to have to go to get a box
League
to
Pass.
sort of get, or hack into sort of some sort of system to sort of play. But yeah, man, basketball's basketball. I still love it.
That's it, bro. Cool. So I hope everyone enjoyed the topics for today. If you got any questions or any things you want to clear up, just make sure you message us below. And in whatever social media you're seeing us on, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, and of course YouTube. Until next time, see you later.
You guys have a good night.